Why should you choose to work with a coach? Welcome back. Michael Lynch, Men Seeking Freedom podcast, episode number 24. Why should you choose to work with a coach? Recently we just unveiled the Resilient Man coaching experience. What we're doing there is we're transforming the lives of men who've experienced divorce or another traumatic experience. And they look to rebuild and reevaluate everything they have done in their lives. They realize that decisions in the past have not been good, and they're open to creating a new life that they are proud of, they don't want to run from, they feel will be the most productive, the most purposeful. And so it's within that backdrop that people have been saying to me, Michael, why is coaching important? So what I want to do today is I want to give you 3 things to think about with that question. One thing I do want to do, though, at this time is reevaluate what the term I refer to it as the Resilient Man coaching experience. Resilient, the definition of resilient refers to the ability to recover steadily from difficulties or obstacles. It describes a person's mental toughness and adaptability in challenging situations. You've already had challenging situations. You will have more. Being resilient is a great process to be coached through to understand I'm going to deal with adversity differently in the future. One thing I want to very much state, the Resilient Man coaching experience is not about the outdated forms of masculinity. Gut it out, suppress your emotions, beat the crap out of your enemies. That is not what the Resilient Man is. The Resilient Man rises above that. So I want to share with you just 3 thoughts on why you should think about coaching. Number 1, it's kind of an obvious one. Most men follow professional sports. We have the 4 major ones. We've got individual ones, tennis and golf, UFC, which is popular now. Everybody in that world of high performance athletes is being coached. I know you don't probably look at it that way of, well, if, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, current day, LeBron James needs a coach, well, how does that really affect me? I think it just sets a great standard to think about of high performance equals being coached. I want you to think about that. A great example I love to always talk about is Tiger Woods. Now, here's the interesting thing about coaching. Way back when Tiger Woods initially worked with a gentleman named Butch Harmon, later a gentleman named Hank Haney, and I think he's probably had other coaches. Those are 2 of the highest profile ones that I'm aware of. Butch Harmon won 1 PGA event, and I think Hank Haney has pretty much been a golf instructor. So isn't that interesting? Tiger, who's competing for the most wins in golf, he is apparently tied with Sam Snead somewhere around 82 or 83, is being coached by people who never even saw a glimmer of what he's seen. But I want you to think about this. Why is he allowing himself to be coached? He's being accountable to someone. He has someone measuring and watching the training and the swing thoughts and all the things that go into that. It's a relationship. It's a critical relationship. If you ever watch any golf tournament, forget about Tiger Woods for a minute. The first thing a guy does who wins his first tournament ever is he goes through the checklist of all the people that have helped him along the way. A lot of these guys even have mental performance coaches. So, men, think about your favorite sport, think about your favorite team, think about your favorite athlete. You are already keenly aware of the fact that they are being coached by someone. Why should you be any different with the aspirations and the desires that you have? A second point I want to bring up is most men define themselves as being busy. Busy is kind of a lifestyle in our culture these days. Activity implies success, and I don't doubt the fact that you are truly busy. But here's the question I have for you. How does busy impact the dreams or desires or aspirations in your heart? Does busy allow for those things to even happen? When you work with a coach, you find time for growth. It is organized, it is scheduled, it is intentional. And what it does is, and I think this scares some people, but what it does is, as you slow the pace down of your life for a moment, where you get to look in the mirror and say, what is truly important to me? That's where, time is just being busy is just an invention of how our minds think. You can be busy and find time for growth in your life. So I ask you to think about that. There's time for, think about the things that you have dreams of. I talked about this a few minutes ago. There's things that you aspire to have. Are you always going to be someone who's in the someday I'll do this, or I hope to do this or that, and then 10 years later, all the same people in your life are going, when were you going to act on that? So, couple thoughts. Number one, you see coaches everywhere and the results they generate for people. Number two, I want you to think about your lifestyle. You are probably busy as you define. How do you prioritize areas that will make you more resilient, that will make you grow as a person, who will make you enjoy life more than you do, who will make you feel like you're creating a legacy? We don't have to wait till somebody passes away to go, oh, their life was a legacy. What an incredible life. Good for them. Live the legacy now. Think about the things that you want to build on. Think about the things that you want to change. I think the third part of what I want to get across is the most critical. Right at this moment in time, I want you to think about something in your life that is making you incredibly uncomfortable. I know you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to think about it. If you just live in denial about it, you'll be fine. What is that thing? What is your inner critic? That little inner voice in your head. What does that inner critic dialogue sound like about that thing that is bothering you? Now, here's a couple of killer questions that will make you want to work with a coach or a resource to move forward in your life. So think about that inner critic and the bad thing or the thing you're not happy with. What if in 90 days that is still in place? What about if 1 year from now, that situation, it could be a relationship, it could be that annoying job, it could be a physical health issue, or even the things I hear about more these days are mental health issues. All these things can work against you, and they are part of life, but acknowledging them. Go through that exercise. What's making me uncomfortable now? What's my inner critic, the voice in my head saying? And what happens if nothing changes? Well, there's four options when nothing changes, or I should say there's a variety of options. Let me give you the ones. You can Number one, you can pretend it's not an issue. Number two, you can kick in what I call the coping mechanisms. Those often involved doing things to kind of numb your emotions. Number three, you can continue suffering. And number four, you can consider working with a coach, a compadre, a supporter, a listener, a person who will hold you accountable, a person who will brainstorm with you. I want you to think about those three things. You already see the coaching model, number one, out there as a sports fan, even your favorite actor or musician as a coach. Number two, I want you to think about your busy lifestyle will not serve you if you don't carve out time to create new habits, new ideas, new mindsets on things. And number three, be honest with yourself. What's that thing that's chipping away at you inside? What will your life be like if that does not change? Here's the easiest part. Before I ask you to be part of the Resilient Man coaching experience, let's talk. menseekingfreedom.com, upper right of the page, contact Michael. You get my calendar. No nonsense conversation about everything I've talked about here in this podcast. You ask your questions, we get to know each other better. It's great. Here's what's really neat about what I do. If you have any trepidation, I don't pitch people. Never been interested in that. My responsibility here is to come across as an authority who can help you. And if I don't, then it's an easy decision for you. But no pitching, no chasing. The people that I coach that are the happiest are the ones who they were uncomfortable enough. And then they approached me and asked me some questions about, the process and what they could expect in transformation. And we go from there. That's the best case scenario. So you have nothing to lose on a one-call discovery to see that if this is right for you. Thank you very much for watching. Let me reiterate again, menseekingfreedom.com, upper right-hand corner, contact Michael, get on my calendar. Let's have a real deep conversation about where you're at in life, what you want to be more resilient about. It'll be a great decision. Thank you very much.